Hi guys, this is Gabriele from Nannuoshan, where we share the pleasure of drinking and discovering genuine farm tea. Today, I'm not alone. I'm not with one tea friend. I am with two tea friends, Sigi and Gabriel. Now, why? Because I don't have one tea to drink. I have three teas to drink. And they are all Huang Zhi Xiang. Huang Zhi Xiang is, in one sentence, my favorite tea. I even made a video about 3 years ago. And ever since we got that one batch that 3 years ago was often in my cup and often on the Nannuoshan shop, I haven't found another Huang Zhi Xiang worth the Nannuoshan shop. And so ever since we haven't got one. So today we finally, hopefully, found a good source. We have 3 Huang Zhi Xiang from the same producer. I will reveal you the details later on. The reason why actually Sigi and Gabriel, you are here these days, my house or my apartment, is because they are helping me in the selection of samples for the 2023 sourcing. First question before we get started. Are you tea drunk?
No. I've barely had any tea today.
We had how many teas?
7?
7 rock teas, 7 yancha we had. And then we had also white tea, we had also a Dancong, but anyway, now is again Dancong time. So let me tell you one thing at least, that 2 of these 3 teas have the same price, a very high price, and one has a much lower price. So one would sell on the Nannuoshan shop in the US for about $32 for 50 grams, or in Europe with today's exchange rate, 29. So about 30. And the other one would fetch how much higher price? $95 for 50 grams on the US shop, and about I read 86 euro on the European shop. Those are just estimate based on the wholesale price. Okay, so the first task for us is finding out which one is lower, right? For example, we don't know, by the way, which tea is in what gaiwan, because Gabriel put the tea in and we swapped them up, so we don't know. But we just know that we have how much gram did you put in?
It was 6.16 roughly.
Okay, 6.1 6.1 gram in 100 milliliter gaiwan. We have 90 degrees water. Let's use a timer so that we really brew all of them in the same way. I put the timer here. Maybe I start just when I start brewing this one. I do just now a rinse, so probably actually we don't need the timer, right? It's just a brief rinse. You can go ahead, Sigi.
Yep.
And I have to say, just by rinsing the tea, the hair in front of my nose smelled after Huang Zhi Xiang. It is a tea that really I love, and it has a very specific fragrance. Yeah, it is there.
I feel like I started smelling yours and it kind of covered mine.
We want to let's warm up also Sigi picture, so it's really everything the same.
Thank you.
When you do parallel comparison, it's very important to keep all parameters the same, just because you don't want to be affected by any. Thanks.
Yep, for sure.
So wet leaves. Maybe let's do like that. Look. Let's go down. That's the first.
Okay. Okay.
Right. So we don't. It requires a little bit of coordination. We are doing this for the first time, so.
Okay. Very different from mine. From
Okay.
what I've smelled. So wait, you can actually go ahead and do.
Yeah, also
this
quite
one
different
already.
from mine. Okay.
I'm gonna give mine another proper smell. Okay.
Give me that.
There you go.
Spicy.
The First thing that comes to mind for me with this one is Almdudler.
So the first and the last have the higher pitch aroma, I would say, and the one from Stevie is the one that is fairly different.
Yeah.
It has more of a vegetal undergrowth.
I'd say like this reminds me of. Have you ever had Almdudler? It's like a kind of herbal lemonade, and it very much reminds me of
Okay,
that.
interesting. Let's get started. So this is the first brew. The timer, let's we do like, you know, here you go, 15.
Yep.
So we're trying to keep 15 seconds between each of us. This is usually enough to relax while brewing the tea without hurrying up. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And I do like, no, 45,
Okay.
45. I wouldn't do more because we have a lot of leaves for just a tiny guy one. So 45. So for you is it a minute?
Yep.
And you know what? I just go ahead and start refilling it because it's a lot of water we are using. All right, now let's so we have enough. So I go ahead and pour in the first cup of everyone. Oh, okay. First one.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go ahead and pour the second one.
Mm-hmm. Same producer, but despite the cultivar is the same, different, I would say, sources, different place of origin, different type of bushes. We can best appreciate, like for example, here in the central, the different colors. We have mine is a tiny bit lighter. Yours seems the darkest, right? Or not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say like both of yours are a touch lighter than mine. Mine
Yeah.
is a little bit darker.
And we also said before that our were the most aromatic. Let's have a look at the leaves though.
Mm-hmm.
So these are mine, just if you want to have a look.
Yes. For comparison, these are mine.
Really dark though.
Yeah, and that's my Huang Zhi Xiang.
I can reach out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hot. The guy one is hot.
This one, it doesn't smell quite as herbaceous anymore, I feel like, now after the first sip.
All right, I'm getting thirsty. You know what? I'm not sure where I started with Sigis.
Still quite different than mine.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, both of those two are much closer to each other, I feel, in terms of character.
You're starting with the middle one.
I'm starting with the central one. I have to say, it tastes as it smells. It has. It doesn't have a lot of aroma, a lot of florality.
Yep.
It tastes wild.
Kind of,
It's,
yeah.
Maybe I even smell taste some mushrooms in there.
Bit,
Gabriel, what do you say?
bit vegetal.
Vegetal,
Vegetal, herbal, not very flowery.
No, not at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, from Huang Zhi Xiang, you would expect some floweriness.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this one is like a bit of an outlier, it seems.
So far, yeah. Let me smell your guy one, Gabriel. Guy one.
Guy one. I'd
It's
say
nice.
mine is the most floral.
I thought mine was, but let me see. No, maybe yours is. Yours is.
Can I have
Yeah. And we have written in the bottom of the guide one what tea is which.
Yep.
Gabriel's? Gabriel's.
Okay.
Okay.
It's nice.
Much more flaming for sure.
Much more floral, but not like a door in your face. It's
It's not overbearing.
good aftertaste, good florality in the aftertaste, I would say.
A bit shy.
Yeah. It's like not,
It's-
you know, it's not.
Rather subtle.
But yeah, there are definitely lots of aftertaste. And it kind of creeps up.
Mm-hmm. Number one. Mm-hmm.
A bit more aggressive in comparison. I think this one has a bit more bitterness than number 3.
And is the one where I recognize better the Huang Zhi Xiang taste, I have to say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this one would be the most typical out of the 3 for you.
Yes. Yeah. And you're the most atypical for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this one not just for Huang Zhi Xiang, but also like Dancong in general.
Dancing in general is just strange things. Yeah. Let's do another steep. And then I will tell you more about the different teas.
Can I see yours again? Oh, okay.
Here is
There you go.
more roasted.
4, 3, 2, 1, go. How long shall we brew?
I mean, second skeep, maybe same time.
How much did we did before? 45. What's the time?
40.
Okay. It's working well, with the timing and so on.
Yep.
So here we have same time.
5, 4, 2, 1.
Keep on repeating so that we are not lacking of water. So, let me tell you a little bit the story about this tea while we pour it. First of all, where did it come from? It comes from a company that is called Tian Yu. And so it would be, in Chinese, would be Tian Yu Cha Ye. And it's one of the very first, it's not the very first, let's call it large scale, but as large as a tea company dealing only with Dancong from the Chaozhou area can be. And it was one of the first attempts, let's say, to go a little bit higher scale with Dancong. Instead of having simply a farmer tea where you would go and source the tea from the farmer, the owner of, or the founder of this company, Ye Hanzhong is his name, he tried basically to source tea from different farmers, process them, instruct the farmers how to do so, and then widespread the tea. So basically, everyone in Chaozhou and everyone dealing with Dancong at a certain level is aware of his name. Now, I visited this person probably almost 10 years ago, maybe 2015, something like that. It had amazing tea, really amazing tea, but I wasn't able to buy them. They were just too expensive at that time. It was the beginning of Nannuoshan. So now, after a lot of time, I was able to go back to his teas, and I'm also managing in a little bit tricky way to get a substantial discount because I'm actually sourcing them through someone that is already buying his tea for many years and has a discount for being for loyalty, right? Recurring customer, recurring wholesale customer. And that's about, let's say, the source of the tea and where it comes from. And I will tell you a little bit more about the tea themselves soon. Now the guy is quite old. In the meantime, I show a picture actually to a friend of mine that I took of him when I visited him, she told me, "Where did you take that picture? I mean, he's no more that young. You know, how many years ago?" She was really curious to know how many years ago you took that picture because he looks much older now. Yeah, and yeah, so nowadays he's no more that active in the company, but he's still acting as a referee in the main Chaozhou Dancong competitions. And also, he wrote a book only about Dancong.
Oh.
Many people write books. Unfortunately, his book is only in Chinese, but I thought getting a copy and getting it translated.
Yeah, would be cool. There's so much tea literature in Chinese that would be nice to have translated.
Still staying strange tea, eh? This is strange tea.
But good aftertaste. Like
Yeah,
strong
yeah.
aftertaste, yeah.
The aroma is like, I don't know, like if you would ask me blind what I'm drinking, I'm not sure I would say I'm drinking a Dancong. Would be hard because it's just so peculiar, yeah.
It is good though, like even if it's kind of weird, I think it is a tea that is like good or well executed or whatever you want to say.
I like yours, Gabriel. It's the aroma is really nice there. Very aromatic, maybe too much. Siggy might say is unbalanced or not.
It's definitely hitting one particular note like quite strongly.
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, it's not like in your face. It's not.
It's not too much, yeah.
Yeah,
You mentioned before it's a little bit shy.
Yeah.
Let's see mine. And mine has this characteristic Huang Zhi Xiang taste that I know. I keep on repeating it, but that's just how it is. Like Huang Zhi Xiang, it doesn't have a super high peach floral note that your Gabriele has. This one is a little bit more subtle. It's still floral, but it's like another flower. All right, now let's tell you guys what is all this tea is about. So guess what? Two tiny sample, and we have here a 100 gram, 50 grams? 100 gram box. Which one is the cheap one? we have because we have to pay for the samples. Yeah, no free samples. So that's the cheap one. And we simply know it's Huang Zhi Xiang. It's Huang Zhi Xiang from the Tianyu company, their mainstream Huang Zhi Xiang. And then we have these two tiny samples. Now, sample number 2, so this is number 1. There is a number 1 under the Gaiwan. Sample number 2 is, first of all, from Wudong. So it's right from that one mountain, the tallest and the most famous in the Fenghuang. Fenghuangshan in the mountains, Fenghuang Mountain, the Phoenix Mountains, yeah, which is
Is
a
that
range.
a typical place for Huang Zhi Xiang?
Well, there's not such a there are Huang Zhi Xiang trees. I have a photo of me next to a Huang Zhi Xiang tree. It was at about 1,100 meters on Wudong. So like we were almost at the top. Like from the tree, you just look behind you and you see the crest. And it was a very old tea, but super expensive. You cannot really get that at that time. You know, now maybe things change. I will ask that farmer if we can get the tea. And it is a Laocong Huang Zhi Xiang. It means it is from old bushes. How old? We don't know. The other one is even older because it is the Fu Hou, which is the name of the Mushu of the Huang Zhi Xiang mother tree, Mushu. So one of these trees is the mother tree of Huang Zhi Xiang, and the other one is so close to it that actually is sold for the same very price.
Well, I don't know, a mother tree, given that I'm a Sheng drinker, or immediately kind of creates a mental image of something that is utterly unaffordable.
Well, we mentioned the prices, right? It is quite. So we do another steep, and then I think, guys, we have to do our guesses, right?
Okay.
There you go. 10, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do we want to do it a bit longer? Or we just stay there? 1
Maybe
minute?
1 minute.
1 minute, no.
No.
So for me, the crucial question is that what I'm asking myself is which one of these is the Mushu? Which one of these is the mother tree? And the other question I'm asking, which is the cheap one? Yeah, and I had an idea from the very beginning. I will see if I keep it. I think each of us think at his answer, right? Before we go ahead, bring it on the table and turn the guy once. All right?
Yeah, I mean, I have an idea in my
I'm
head
doing
already.
1.5, so you can do at 120.
Yep.
Got an idea?
I have an idea in my head, but it's more of like a theoretical construct than an educated guess.
Mm-hmm. Five seconds. Yeah. Well, first of all, do you like any of these teas?
Yeah. I kind of like each one of them in their own right. I do think though there are quality differences between them.
Which one?
But that already kind of ties into the idea of what I think is which one.
Ah, okay. Well, okay, then let's wait. But okay, you like them all in a way. And Gabriel? More
Yeah,
skeptical.
they're all quite similar in a way, except like Siggy's one, the second one. But yeah, I like them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's go in a different order now, exactly the other way around. It means we start with mine.
Okay.
It has a good bitterness, a good minerality, good florality. That's what Siggy would call a balanced tea.
Yes.
It is everything there. Yeah.
And should we get into some of what we think which one might be which, or do you
Let's drink them once more.
Okay. But yes, like the observation you made is essentially one of the key points for why I think this, or like for what I think this is.
Okay. Then I go with Gabriel. Gabriel, do you like the Mighty?
Yeah, I'm not sure which one I like more.
Now your is a higher pitch than mine. Yeah, definitely it is. It was also before, yeah.
Yeah, it's more aromatic, but less in flavor. But it has also more aftertaste. I think I like this one more.
Yours.
Yeah, that's I think my favorite.
It is less bitter than mine. I'm surprised you like it.
Yeah, I mean, yours has more bitterness, but for me this is like a more complete package, more aftertaste, mouthfeel. Just in general, I enjoyed this one a bit more.
Okay. That's so different.
Yeah.
All right. So each of you think which is the mother tree,
Yep.
which is the Laocong, and which is the, let's call it mainstream. It's not that this is a cheap one, but you know, at $30, 30 euros, Huang Zhi Xiang. Tell me when you have it already in your mind.
I do.
You do. So A, B, C.
Yes.
Okay. We have Siggy, Gabriel, myself, another Gabriele. And we have A, B, C. So Siggy,
Yes.
what is the mainstream?
B, in my opinion.
B. Ah, wait, I have to think also. Hold on.
Wait, they also have numbers here, so B would be 1 in this case.
Yeah, I know, I know. Do you have yours in
Maybe
mind?
we write all our stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you can tell me I'm writing everything. You
Should I
have
tell
them
you
in your
my
mind?
guess? Yeah.
Okay. I'm a little bit unsure about one thing. Okay, I go. Okay, so Sigi say this one is B.
Yep.
And what do you say?
Yeah, same. Like B.
B. And I say something different. I say C.
I mean, if it is C, then it's very good for the price.
Then Laocong, the Laocong.
Mhm.
Which one do you think is the Laocong?
C.
I'd say A.
And I say A. Well, the other is given 3, 3, 3. This means that the mother tree we have for Sigi is mine,
Yep.
and we have all different answers. For you is yours. Is correct. For you is yours, the mother tree.
Yes, yeah.
And for me is Sigi's.
Interesting.
Okay. Now, if we start speaking why we have chosen those, we can speak forever. So I think we just find out what is right,
Seems reasonable.
and then we just discuss that because all the rest
Yep.
is for nothing. So I have number 2.
I have number 1.
You have number
I
1.
have number 3.
You have number 3. All right. So we have 2, 1, 3. 2, 1, 3.
Yeah, I've guessed right.
2, 1, 3. Congratulations to Gabriel, who can start explaining us why.
So number B was quite easy. The processing was just, in my mind, you can't sell a tea like this for that much money. So it was quite obvious for me that this one might be the cheapest one. Then I've already had Huang Zhi Xiang and also one called Fu Hou. I don't think it was the mother tree, but it smelled exactly like this one. And like when I smelled it the first time, I thought of the Fu Hou I already had once. And so, yeah, that's because I guessed this way.
Okay. And all right, so let's recap a little bit because with so many numbers, I'm confused. So we say, let's go in order. We say that Sigi's one, as a matter of fact, is the cheaper one. Now, I'm surprised because it has an old taste to me. Yeah, it has like lost a little bit of aroma. We already had other teas, other Dancong of the same price of this producer. They were all floral and high pitch. So I'm a bit surprised that here with the same price level, let's say we have a tea that has not so much aroma and is more woody. Yeah. So I thought my guess was maybe the mother tree is no more in good shape. Sometimes you have that, you know, and old trees might not still give out all that fragrance, but you know, do you want to try? There is only one tree. That's the price you have to pay. Yeah. Which would be also the explanation why it would fetch exactly the same price as a Laocong. Yeah. But I was wrong. So as a matter of fact, it's just the cheap one, let's say, the center one, the Sigis one. Then we have the number 2 that is the Laocong. That's mine. Yeah. To that, the 2 Gabriel got it right in a way, and to me it was because it is floral, but it is also there is more complexity to it. A little bit of bitterness, mineral. It is mineral, so it's the most balanced. So I thought that there is some consistency in those leaves, in those trees. And then we have your teas, this one here, that is number 3. So is the mother tree. And I'm surprised because it is extremely floral, extremely fragrant. as I mentioned before, it doesn't reflect one-to-one the type of florality that I had in the past, but everything started from there. So that's it, right? And now, after this very long explanation, we come to the question, would you considering offering any of these tea on the Nannuoshan shop? Let's go in order. First one, this is the cheap one of the three. What do you say?
It's kind of tough as somebody who sells tea. I think you're also selling expectations to some extent. And I don't think this tea is, like you've said, in line with what one would expect from this type of tea, which makes it a bit difficult to sell. I think if it's just a correlation of like price to what you get out of it in terms of enjoyment, yes, it would be worth it. But once you factor in expectations, I think it's a bit harder to justify.
Okay. And do you agree?
Yeah, like for the price, I think you can get better teas.
Okay. Discarded. Now we get to the mother tree, right? We say $95, 86 euros for 50 grams. It's certainly good tea. I mean, no doubt about that. Would you ever consider suggesting anyone to spend that amount of money to try it? We would probably offer it like in 10 grams package probably, but still you pay by the gram, right?
Well, if I would recommend it, I'm not sure, but I certainly would buy some. So for me, it would be worth it.
Would be
I think
worth
it's
it.
very good. Maybe not 50 grams, but more like
Yeah,
20
50 grams would be a lot of money, but like if you have 20 grams for 50 euros, let's
Yeah.
say a little bit less, and now you have 6 grams in your guy one, let's say you put 4 with a smaller one, you have 4 sessions, yeah.
Yeah, I think that one.
For you, Sticky?
I think a tea like this specifically speaks to people who already love Dancong, essentially. And I think Nannuoshan has always had a pretty good Dancong selection. So I think offering something like this that's kind of top of the line would make sense in the product lineup.
And Gabriel, now I have a question for you now. Now that, let's say, we go for it. We take the Mushu, we offer it for the price. There is another Laocong here that fetch the same price. Does it make any sense to buy that as well? What would you do as a tea shop owner?
So I think it's personal preference. I would prefer the Fu Hou. Like for my taste, I like a bit more like restrained, shy teas that are not in your face, but a bit more subtle. But both are certainly very good. Just for my taste, this one would be better. I'm not sure if it would make sense to offer both.
So, yeah, on Discord, you would suggest actually the guys to buy that one.
Well, depending on one's taste. Like for me, this one is the best, but maybe not for everyone.
Yeah, in fact, for me, in a way, I prefer more the completeness of this one. However, the clarity of that floral note was quite remarkable, yeah. So I would say we put this aside, we know just one more brew between the first and the last to have a side-by-side comparison. Maybe we do a power steep, like 5 minutes or so, and then we come back and we see how the power steep is.
I'm very glad I don't have to participate in this
That's fine, that's fine. Or everything under control.
particular exercise.
We have a 2 minutes 30 brew. We don't want to go too much, but before we brew at 90 degrees centigrade, and now we are with boiling water. But we also poured a little bit more water in it. Kind of full, but
I do think on this particular steep we notice a bit that the processing on this one was done a little more carefully because there was basically like 0 particulate in this one. And there was a little bit of it.
yeah.
We can compare the leaves.
Or they just filtered them out.
Or
So
that.
just sorry?
We can compare the leaves
Yeah.
for processing. Because now the brew of the Fu Hou is a bit darker.
But a tiny bit.
Yeah,
But oxidation looks.
Oh, they are so
similar.
similar.
Yeah.
They are so similar.
it's super similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're also pretty close in taste, right? So
That's yours.
which one do we want to start with?
Let's start. That's fine. Let's start with.
Yeah, with this one because they're more bitter.
It's nice. It starts having a tiny bit of bitterness, but not really much
Mm.
after such a long.
Yeah, just amazing aftertaste. Right. In the throat,
Powerful. It's a lot of aroma. You can.
and then the mouthfeel comes.
Yeah. Even I need a little, to wait before going to the other because
It's still very floral, very
yeah,
aromatic.
yeah.
But I think like it's not like oversteeped.
Well, according to Gabriel standards, nothing is oversteeped.
No,
So,
that's not true. But I tend to brew a bit stronger than Gabriele.
Yeah. And hot water.
Probably my phone.
Okay. Now you see that the Laocong doesn't have so much to offer as the other one.
Yeah, this one is already kind of losing.
Yeah, it's less mouthfeel. I don't get like much aftertaste at all.
Yeah. With this taste, no doubt. Same price, no doubt. Yours.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of makes it obvious.
Yeah.
Right? Like, why offer this one when you can offer that one?
Sometimes a power steep is important. We just push it a little bit more. 100 degrees water as a third steep with 6 grams of leaves, 2.5 minutes. And this tea, you have the bitterness and that minerality that may be still there, but the aroma is gone. And yours is still full of aroma and actually is adding on top of that with more body, more texture. So good. We have a lot of Dancong to try, only from this one company, 17, and we cannot buy them all. We will consider if we go for the Mushu. By the time you will watch this video, that tea will be certainly not yet online, even if we bought it. So we'll have to wait a little bit longer. But let's say that in the description below, we will write if we have ordered it or not. So go down, have a look, and then let us know in the comments if you liked our decision. Thank you, Gabriel, for joining us in your first Nannuoshan video.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
First of many. Thank you, Siggy. You know Siggy already, so no further words. And we probably, the three of us, will see you in the next one.
Most likely.
Bye, guys.
Till then.
Goodbye.